Welcome everybody to our conference wrap up, our Phoenix conference wrap up. And I'm so thrilled to see everybody on here, especially the speakers. So that's a wonderful thing. It was, of course, Phoenix is amazing. It was a wonderful experience. And I think a lot of us have a lot of things that we're looking forward to sharing. And we're going to kind of sort of follow the format of the conference for right now. And it started with our learning labs. But the day before that, for NMDs, there was a special time together that I didn't get to go because I didn't know about it when we made our flight arrangements. So Letty is going to share with us some incredible things from the NMD. I'm anxious to hear too.
So thanks, Brenda. Hi, everybody. I'm going to be honest. It was, and I'm sorry, Brenda, I don't want to say this and hurt your feelings, but it was one of the best NMD
Oh, I get it.
I've ever been to.
I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, I know. It was really, really so good. And I think what made it so good was the encouragement and the belief. They really, really made us feel like, okay, this is it. We know we're having a hiccup. We know things are with the technology, but understand what's coming on the other side of it and just be patient. And so when we got to see all that, and whoever's talking about the learning labs, we'll talk more about that. It just made me feel so like, okay, we could do this. But here's what really struck me, and here's the truth. As a company, everybody, and I don't want to speak for you guys individually, but overall, the results have been a little bit down. Teams are not certain teams are, but overall teams are not flourishing the way that they were. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is us. A lot of it was the company. And Shay, and I don't know anyone's titles. I'm so bad like that, but he's like the advisor to the board or something. Shay's this corporate guy. He came out and he said, listen, the company wasn't doing what it needed to do. And I went to my European leaders. I have a story. I'm going to wrap it quick, but there's a good story here. I went to my European leaders and I said to them, we need more from you. The company literally spoke to them and said, we need you to do more. And Shay said, now, I know on our side, we have not delivered. Our IT is a disaster. Our marketing's no good. Like there's so much we need to fix, but I need more from you. And if you keep up your promise, I'll keep up mine. Mm. So Dennis, who is originally German, but now living in Switzerland, was one of those people he spoke to. And then Dennis came out on stage and he's very animated and so great to listen to. And he spoke on main stage as well. So many of you heard his story, but he shared a different version of his story. He was growing and growing and growing. And in 1 month, and if I get details wrong, just get the whole main gist of the message. He lost 17 NMDs in 1 month. So here's this, I mean, who doesn't want 17 NMDs to begin with? Here he lost 17 of them, right?
Wow.
So yeah, whoa, exactly. So he shared how his business was like, like very sharp up and down. And he said, he goes, I was hurt. Not, because you guys, as a team leaders or anyone who has a teammate, you don't just put time, you put energy and love and you open up your heart and you do so much for people. And then when they leave, or if they leave, it's a blow. Mm-hmm. So he sat in that and sulked for a little bit. And then right around that time, Shay said, we need more from you. And that's when he decided to go for it. And he was like, you know what? Then this is what we're going to do. And he went all in. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about a little bit in a second. He went all in and he turned that around. And he said he changed what he was doing. He started doing events. He was working a full-time job doing events in the evening, like constant events. And even he changed the way they vacationed. Instead of taking a big family trip, they put the kids in the car and they did a huge road trip and hit city by city by city and went and just did event after event after event. Well, let me just tell you that he earned the title of 350 Club. Okay. No big deal. No big deal. So he went from losing 17 NMDs to massively growing things, right? Brenda, you need to, like, your mouth is wide open. Here's what I got out of this. And I'm not as eloquent as he is. And I didn't share the full story, but I got a few things. One, we live in our own bubble of what that comfort zone is. So for you, like for him to say, I'm going to 350 club, that was his bubble. And do you see what I'm saying? Like he's here and he could expand up to here. Some of us think that to get a 1 club is a huge deal. And it is, and I'm not undermining that. But I want you to think big. And I want you to change what that bubble looks like. And this is like a simple way. It's like you could go be a hairdresser and work at a Lemon Tree and make $12 a haircut. And that's where you see yourself. You don't see yourself better than that. You don't see yourself growing more than that. Or you can go work at a hair salon charging $150 a haircut, right? That's like how I looked at it. So start to believe bigger, start to dream bigger. Don't be like, oh, I want to be a 3 club. No, you want to be a 50 club, 100 club, or whatever that looks like for you, whether it's a financial goal, a team goal. The more you expand that bubble, the more that reality will come true. Does that make sense? Yeah, am I making sense? Okay, so that was one. The other thing was he went all in for a short amount of time. If you put 80% effort, you're not going to get 80% results. I believe, and I've seen it in my business, and it reminded me that for short bursts, I did a lot. And I got that momentum moving and growing and growing. And then once you have momentum, this job is so easy and it's so fun. It's when we're sitting in that stagnant place where we don't have the momentum that it feels hard, it feels icky. But as soon as you start, and for me, it was always events. For you, it could be whatever you want. But I invite you to go, don't do one event every 2 months. What about one a week? What about one every other week? What about 2 a week? Try that for a short burst. And what will happen is that you'll get that momentum. You'll have an event this week. And then when you invite people like, oh, I can't make it. No big deal. I have one the following week. Or then the people that come week 1 say, you're having another one. Can I bring someone? Yes, you can. And that momentum keeps growing. So if my biggest takeaway was the company needs more from you and they promise that they are giving more to us, and they're our CEO Travis is like blowing it up. He's giving us everything we need. Think bigger, expand your bubble, like get out of Lemon Tree. Do you guys have lemon trees by you? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so it's a hair salon, but it's very inexpensive, but you get the idea. So get out of that mindset and go to a fancy salon. Go be the hairdresser at a fancy salon. Think bigger, believe more about yourself. And don't give 80%, give 100 and just give it all you have for a short amount of time. And you will see that momentum taking you over into that next level. You don't have to do that forever. You don't have to have a million events forever, but short bursts of big energy will lead huge results. So those were my biggest takeaways from that. And it was really wonderful. He really did an incredible job. So hopefully I inspired you a little bit. I mean, he blew me away. So hopefully a little bit inspiration.
That's
Oh,
great.
and let me just tell you, one last thing. I'm not supposed to say, so I'm not going to say, but we had a sign like, what is it called? Like when you don't tell anybody, like a disclosure. But I will tell you this, they are experimenting with new products to come. And that's all I'm going to say. But I'm not allowed to say anything else. Okay, done.
Great. Thank you so much, Letty. That's inspiring and exciting. It really is.
It was
Sarah?
Yes, and this is perfect. I'm so glad I'm following you, Letty, because the first Learning Lab, well, I know people were in different spots, but we had the business building Learning Lab first with Laura Morellas and, oh my gosh, the other girl's name. I don't know. She was great. She was great. Anyway, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. So this first Learning Lab was focused on business building. And, you know, obviously, as Letty said, it's our turn to step into that space and really grow our businesses. So this one was my favorite. That's why I wanted to speak on it. But how they started is really, you know, they said, here are the 3, everything is in 3s. And this was fantastic. I would write this down if you weren't there, because this whole kind of Learning Lab was based on sets of 3s, and it's actually got my wheels turning this morning too. But the first thing we want to do, of course, in building our business is create curiosity. That was number 1. Okay. Now I'm going to give them to you first, and then we'll go into depth with them. Second was share. So we're going to create curiosity, we're going to share, and then we're going to invite. So that is the big picture of business building, right? Those are the three pillars: creating curiosity, sharing the business, and then invite them into it. So how do we go about doing that, right? What do we do for those different steps? Now, just to kind of rearrange here and speak on words with the business that worked, they showed some fantastic slides, and I can put those in the chat once I'm done, on 2 slides. One, words that work, right, when we are sharing, and words that don't work. So here's your words that work. When we are discussing it, we're going to use the word opportunity, right? We have a fantastic opportunity. It's a great way to earn extra income, right? Everybody can use extra income these days. It's definitely something that attracts people. Flexibility, right? We've got the best business for flexibility. I even heard, people that go into real estate and other flexible jobs, we have even more flexibility because we have the ability to really do it whenever, right? I'm not going to get a call that says, oh my gosh, I got to go show a house, but I can't get to my son's game, right? We really do have that flexibility. So that's another word that works with our business. And then on your terms, right? That kind of goes into what I was just saying. So those 4 words are really key trigger words that they said when we're kind of going into sharing the business. Now, on the flip side, and you guys will have to kind of just nod your head, I have used these words that don't work before. So I'm really trying to take this and revamp my vocabulary. We actually don't want to say business, which surprised me because we do, right? We have a business. But a lot of people don't want to work a business. They want an opportunity, right? So we really want to switch those wordings to use opportunity versus business. We definitely don't want to make claims that we make a lot of money. Hey, you're going to come into this business and make a lot of money. We definitely don't want to use those words. We want to say extra income. So that would be the replacement word for that. And then actually, we're trying to get away from saying network marketing too, believe it or not. We want to just say we have a flexible opportunity for people to step into versus a network marketing business, right? That word can get icky with a lot of people. So that's a really easy way to steer clear of the network marketing word and just kind of say a flexible opportunity. And of course, this one I thought was a no-brainer. Obviously, we don't want to say you don't have to do anything. Clearly, we all know that, right? We've got to put the work in. We have to put the effort in order to grow our business, just like Letty said, right? With putting the amount of time and effort that you put into your business. So I thought those were fantastic as far as what we really want to focus on when we're doing that sharing, right? And inviting them into the business. And of course, confidence, right? Confidence goes into play there, which that's a whole nother segment. That was another learning lab I'm sure somebody's going to touch on, is building confidence. So back to that power of 3, guys, when we are, and I'm going to peek at my notes here a second. The cadence that they shared in this business building learning lab was really fantastic. So thinking back to those power of 3, right? What you want to get into is a really good cadence of reaching out to 3 people every single day, okay? So you want to reach out to 3 people every single day. Now, one of those 3 should be about the business. So we have 3 reach outs, which if you think about it, 3 is not a lot, right? Totally doable. We want to do 3 reach outs a day. 1 is going to be about the business. We want to get social on our social media, whatever platform we're on, 3 times a week, which is definitely doable, right? That's just not saying every day, 3 times a week for socials. And 1, again, you can see the pattern here. 1 of those should be jumping on social media about your business, about joining the business, on how great the business is. And now we move into the events. Of course, we've got to do those events for business building as well. There are the 3 types of events that we want to invite to. So we have our personal events, which is the first one. Anything we're doing, that's the salad in the jars. That's the, any in-house events that we're doing, whether that be online or in-house. Second one is your networks events. So like if Letty or Linda or somebody was, or Elaine, were going to host an event and I'm going to go to that event, right? Those are your upline events, those events that that are not directly yours, but you're inviting people to within your community. Which, speaking of, we also, and I'm not sure if anybody's going to share it, we have dates for some fantastic corporate events that are going around the United States that are going to be small and individual. And I can even throw those up in the chat if somebody else doesn't have them. They're great events to have too. And that rolls me into the third type of event, which is the corporate events, right? That's going to be your Juice Plus Live and those corporate events that I was just telling you about, the smaller ones that are coming locally to each of the areas. Also going to be your boot camps, right? Boot camps are always so great to do. So when we're looking at those three events, again, we want to target 3 people. Okay, here's another 3, power of 3, right? For every existing Juice Plus person you have. So let me kind of give you an example. For example, if I invite my neighbor Jackie over to my event, I want to see if she has 3 people that she can reach out to, or maybe they don't come, but maybe I connect with them, right? So for every 1 person, you have 3 connections. There's where you're expanding, right? Your network. If you always stop and think, and if you've ever thought, gosh, I've reached out, everybody I know knows I do Juice Plus, right? How can I expand my network? So I really thought that was great, because a lot of times we don't think outside of the people that are already coming, right? Hey, can you reach out and see if you have 2 friends that want to come, or 3 friends that want to come? So we really want to make sure that we have 3 in addition to that 1 that we are reaching out to. And then at those events, we want to aim for 3 new orders, right? Whether you're doing, of course, an online event, an in-person event, the goal is to, with that, come out with 3 orders. And you guys, that was pretty much the cadence that they shared for kind of taking your business and kind of running in those power of 3s, right? Which I thought was really cool, because we can all walk away today remembering, okay, I'm going to reach out to 3 people today. Okay, this week, I'm going to find 3 opportunities to share on my social. Okay, I'm going to think of 3 people in addition to the ones that I'm inviting. The power of 3 was a really cool, I thought, way. And, you know, the way they wrapped it up is they really came down to sharing this great quote. And I did kind of take a picture of it, so I'm going to share it. You know, those small, smart choices, plus the consistency of that power of 3, plus your time you're putting into it equals a radical difference, right? That's where you're going to grow in your business and really see how those business building activities will come into play. And the quote they left behind that was, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in those daily routines." And I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm all for taking a power of 3 and working that into my week, right? Very doable, and something that I think could be so powerful. So that's about it for the business building.
That was powerful. Thank you so much. I wrote down a bunch of it that I didn't have before. So thank you so much.
Sure.
And Andrea, who was so kind. We can't hear you yet in the car. That's so sweet.
Yes. And I don't know if you planned this, both you and Elaine, but like everything is flowing into the next category so beautifully, because my topic is events. And really, Kara just explained so much of like the format of events that we can do and the power of 3 and how to go about them. But the events learning lab was very much more about the confidence, building the confidence and just standing tall in the confidence that, you know, you should hold to be able to hold an event. Because an event can be anything. It can be, you know, having a group of people at your house. It can be an online call just like this. It could be meeting 1 person for coffee. But I think sometimes we think of events always as big, having a large group of people at your house, doing a vendor event, something of like such a big nature. And we get in our own way then to even begin to have an event. And so they coined that. It was April Conklin and Beth Leopold that ran the event. And I'm sure you've all heard this term before, but analysis paralysis. And I know for myself, that is what gets in my own way a lot. So they shared a lot of tips of how to instead of having what's called a fixed mindset, having what's called a growth mindset. So the same things that could get in our way and stop us from even picking up the phone or to invite anybody to any type of an event, those same things that can get in our way, just a moment of switching that concept around, and I'll use an example in a second, can turn it, instead of a fixed mindset, into something that is going to help us grow. So in personal development, and then make us stronger in our business. So for an example, instead of saying, I don't want to have an event where I have to speak because I always get so nervous and I stutter over my own words. Instead, take a moment to change that to, okay, I know that sometimes I can get a little nervous. So instead, I can really make myself feel as prepared as possible, helping myself to feel more confidence and maybe speak a little slower so that I can be more careful about the way I speak. And if I do stutter over my words, it's okay. Everybody knows that I'm human, and I am going to get better the more and more I do this. So just as an example, for that. And again, I have slides that show many different examples covering all the different parts of an event, of how we can get in our own ways and how just a quick little switch can change that. So are we able to share images in the chat? So that if I show my slides?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I think you can. I don't think I have to make you a co-host. Just hit share screen and see if it works for you.
Okay. Oh, to share the screen and do it now? Let me see.
If you want. If not,
Absolutely. I have them
another
up,
one.
so that works. Let's see. Because they really were such great examples. Okay, now you have to bear with me to scroll through all of these. But once I get to the green, then I know, here we go. So, and I can share it in a way where everybody can see it much better after. But these were such great examples. Just saying things, I'm not good at this, especially when we've been to an event where people come off so strong, like we forget that they might have been doing this for a while. So I can, instead of saying I'm not good at this, I can get good at this with a little effort and practice. Like I said before, being more prepared is definitely going to help you to stand a little bit more confidence. So I will hold this later where you guys can, see more. But then I'm glad I'm sharing my screen now, because she also gave some examples of verbiage, which were great. But at the end of the day, what she was sharing, and I just have to get back to my pictures. I don't know. Here we go. Where some of these verbiages can actually instead get in our way and make us feel like we have to hold strong to them. Just know that at the end of the day, your verbiage is your best verbiage. And so here were some great examples, and don't worry about having to try and look at all this. I'll have the slides available for you either here or I can post in your Facebook page. So again, between your verbiage is your next verbiage and your next event is your best event, whatever that looks like. So don't worry so much about making this big event to get on the calendar, because at the end of the day, even if just meeting one person for coffee, that could be your best event, because it's your next event. Just start getting things on the calendar. And that is what, if it's not on the calendar, it might not, it probably is not going to happen if we're being real. And then some other things that I took away that I thought was great. And I just want to share for a second, I have a Google form that they shared in the company, in the Learning Lab, that I can share below, that the company is having to have us be held accountable. It's called The Power of Three, and it's a Google form that you submit, and then you are immediately submitted with the company. They're going to send resources and stuff to help you stay accountable. So that I definitely have the link ready to share in the chat below. But then the one last thing I wanted to say is that was really big, which I don't think a lot of us do, is to always share the product with the business, especially today, especially with the millennials, like Kara said, if this is something that maybe your plate feels heavy right now, but you've got a 17 or a 19-year-old at home, they're starting to learn there's no way that they're going to ever be able to retire the way that we grew up learning. You know, you put in a couple of hard years and then it's 60, 65, like you retire. That's not the way the economy looks for them. And it is so important for them to understand that having multiple sources of income, especially residual income like this, building on the side, is going to be so beneficial for them. And so maybe, you know, you could even have an event that helps mothers and their children come and share that way. But if not, when you're inviting, say, you know, if this, when after you've shared all about it and have shared about the product and say, this is a great way for your family to get the product, you can become a partner, or maybe you have a child at home that is, you know, looking to grow an extra source of income. This could be great for them. And again, we'll have plenty of resources available. The company has for millennials to start really, not millennials, Gen Zs, to really start being able to understand this. That's just an example of a referral of expanding that one person. Maybe you have children at home that this could be great for, you know, we can connect them on even just a 3-way call and share about that. So just another example of expanding and not looking at just the person in front of you. And then, so always sharing the product and the business, but then also a call to action. So at the end of whatever that presentation looks like, stand tall. If you're on the phone, stand in front of a mirror and smile, because the person that is listening to you can hear that in your smile. They can hear the excitement. You know, make it a call to action. Make this about them. Beth Leopold said something so beautiful. She said, whenever she does an event, she always, whether it's looking at a group of people or just 2 people in front of her, walks into that room or picks up the phone and thinks of that person and says, whose life can I change today? Get out of your own way. This isn't about you. You know, make it about them. And that's going to make you stand more strong and proud with confidence to share about this business or, you know, the product. So whose life am I going to change today? When you think about that before you step in front of a crowd, it's going to change everything. It's going to try and immediately switch without you even thinking of it, that fixed mindset into the growth mindset. So.
Wow, wow, wow. That was so encouraging. And I so appreciate you being able to share your notes with it too. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Yeah,
I think
you got it.
one of us need to take a deep breath and get that mindset, right? That's
absolutely. We get in our own way. It's as simple as that. We are our own worst enemy when it comes to things like this.
And so convicting.
Okay, that Google form is in the chat now.
Okay, thank you so much.
You got it.
Yes, and next we're going to have Vanessa Johnson. This was her 4th conference with us, and she's also at work. So she's giving us a few minutes right then, because she's a superstar, to share her takeaways from conference. Thank you, Vanessa.
Okay, yeah, I don't have much time, so I'm just gonna shoot out a couple quick little things. Piggyback on what Andrea said. Just make it not about, just take I out of the equation. Stop using I so much and use you more often. Make it about them and not you. What kind of story? Listening more. Asking questions. Just listen to people and just keep listening, because then as you're listening, you'll find opportunities. And people buy what they feel and not what they know. People need culture. They need to be a part of something. Act like a professional. Emulate the person. If you're not that person, emulate the person you want to be. Create vision. Be vision fast. Start with just finding 3 daily things you can do, which would be, oh gosh, there's my notes. Follow up with 1 new customer, a partner a day, share with 1 new person, and share 1 post a day about, or schedule an event. Those are my 3 goals. Those are the 3 daily activities that we're talked about doing, and that's something that's attainable, and make your goals attainable and something that you can be consistent with. That being said, I'm sorry, I'm at school and the bell rings, so I have to go.
Well, that was wonderful. And I think attainable goals and asking questions are those are so pivotal.
If I think of anything else, I'll put it in the chat.
Sounds
How about
great.
that?
Thank you so much. You went above and beyond today.
Thank you.
Okay. And now, Erin, are you ready?
I am ready. Yay. So I'm going to tackle digital transformation, which we talked about last week, but it's great to review. I think everybody kind of came in like, oh my goodness, what are we doing? What's going on? Everybody was nervous. And I feel so much better having heard from our leaders, heard from the team that are literally working around the clock, not getting any sleep, working, working, working. And some really positive things that we found were that people are they're solving problems like within hours rather than what used to be like a year. So they're solving problems quickly, daily. They're committed to getting it right. I love that. That's what Travis Garza just says. We might not get it right in the first time, but we'll make it right in the end. And so they and this is just a process. So if you can just breathe, it's going to be okay. And even if even if you can't get through right away or can't get people into their accounts, you will. And there's no Shelley Mackey said there's no great distress with Juice Plus. We'll always make it right. So we'll figure it out. So just wanted to really quickly review like what's happening and changing. We all have a landing page. It's your exact same Juice Plus address. So mine is like erinlemmy.juiceplus.com, and that's a landing page that we can't change. They're going to be adding to it, making it, everything's going to be made more beautiful. We're kind of like bare bones skeleton right now. So just hold on. They're making things better. And what they're also doing is rolling out slowly. So they were just rolling out like a patch of NMDs. Now they're rolling out more. So at this point in time, everybody that's a partner should be able to log on to their customer page. And then this week they'll be sending out customer emails to help people with their customer account. So let's talk about that. So you have your landing page. You can send everybody to your landing page, and then that will go to the mainjuiceplus.com, and you will get credit for that. And it will always link to who you are as a partner. The website juiceplus.com just has it's the backbones of Shopify. So I was always thinking like, oh, we're going to have to log on to Shopify and find Juice Plus. Nope, you just go straight to juiceplus.com, and that's where you're going to send your customers. So thanks, Elaine, so much for rolling out that boards on specifically how we're going to guide our customers to sign up. And so the one thing that I've made the mistake this last week on is I've had people put in their emails and then say, forgot password. Don't do that. Have them say, put in their email, and then they're going to scroll all the way down and say, activate account, reactivate account. And then that'll send them an email. So things are starting to roll out where we're enabling our customers to be able to take care of their own accounts. And that is great. We are so as I just had something pop up, like I hope that there's going to be a more senior friendly way to be able to help our customers, and they're finding ways for us to be able to do that. So hold on, it's not right now, but it will come. So customers are going to go into their customer site, and they're going to log on, they're going to go to activate, and then they are going to be able to take a look at their own orders, and those are going to be called subscriptions. And then they'll be able to, at this point in time, they're going to be able to push a skip shipment, which means it delays 4 months. But when they're ready, they can go back in and say rush shipment. Now that is something that is on their priority list. So she gave us a number of priorities that they're working on to change. And so they are working on the option to be able to put a date in there. So it's not like they have to go in multiple times to, and so they're listening to us. I just want to assure you the company is listening, and they're making changes as quickly as they can. The beautiful thing then for us is we can set up carts. And so Elaine, we talked about that last week, so I'm not going to go into that, but you just click on You'll click on the product or you'll click on Healthy Starts, and then you'll set up a cart, you'll add your email in, and then you can send a cart. The beautiful thing also about this is there are not any more abandoned carts. For our old platform, the carts would expire. These carts will not expire. And then another cool thing is that you can save that link to specific carts and they can be used for anybody. So let's say that I wanted to set up a quad. I was doing a shred 10 and I wanted to set everybody up with a quad, and I wanted to set them up also with shakes. That can be done in the exact same order. They can pay in full for shakes and they can pay monthly for their quad, and it's in the same transaction in the same cart. So that's really beautiful. But I can send that out to all of my shred people rather than having to build individual cards. So that's something that's really cool. Those links won't expire. You can use the same links if you're using boards. Those links are going to be, you'll go back in, just put the, lemmy.juiceplus.com, whatever your name is, and they'll be there for you. So that's great. And you can use that for carts as well. So then that's a quick and easy way for your customers to be set up. There's going to be auto renew. So for partners, they will still go into the juiceplus.com site, your landing page site, and then they can sign up right there. And there will be an auto renew for them. So that's great. So then we're not losing as many partners as we were before because they were just forgetting to auto renew. And then the third platform is backoffice.juiceplus.com, and you will go ahead and just put your email there and then say forgot password on that one. And they will send you a link, and then you can get into your back office and just go ahead and explore there. There's all kinds of neat, really cool new reports. If you go under customer analysis, that's where you can see where your customers are shipping out, and you can grab that there. If you are looking for your commissions, there's like a whole earnings summary that they will be downloading, and you can start looking at that. If you're going under performance and then tools and then the hub, you can access the hub that way. Let's see what else. And that's about it. I think that's probably plenty for now, but we're going to explore. They're going to be updating. So we're going to just have an opportunity to learn together, guys. So I really feel like our company, this is a huge new growth. There's so many new things coming down the pike. They have really been like, you know what, that did not work. We're scrapping it all and starting over. And that's a gutsy move. And I really do feel like it's the right move for us to move forward in this digital economy that we're living in. And so I just want to encourage you to hang on tight. We're going to be here as leaders. We'll be here to walk you through as much as we can walk you through. You're going to be there for your customers to walk them through. And if we can take a positive spin on this, on the hard change, I think it's going to be amazing. So it's exciting.
Are we able to ask questions now, or do we need to wait until the end?
Can we wait until, yeah, it would be great.
Let me-
And now we have our first Gen Zer, who Selah, Aaron's daughter, was with us, and she just joined the business when she turned 18, not a couple of months ago. So, and we're excited to hear from you, Selah. Welcome.
Hi, thank you guys so much. Sorry, we're outside. Thank you guys so much for having me. This Phoenix conference was my first actual conference, so I just had to. There was a lot of information shared, a lot of information that was given away. But mostly my topic is just how we all are a part of a team, but we all are in separate steps of our Juice Plus journey. How that it's okay for us to not be in, since I'm a QSC.
Yes, you're a QSC.
Okay, I forget. And then some people are national marketing director. It's this, we all are on a different journey, but we are all here for each other, and it was just super exciting to just meet new people and just hear about everyone else's journey and health journey along the way. But the main speaker that just lit up my whole like just journey here is Phil Jones, and how he was just talking about how change is uncomfortable, and how we are kind of given out as like we're salespeople, we're like crazy and we're just trying to get your money and stuff like that. And definitely when I first started here, I just was like, I don't want people to hate me. I don't want people to think that I just like give me your money. I'm like, I do want people to have a better health journey. I started Juice Plus when I was 2 years old. And I just had a dramatic change in just my well-being, my sick days, stuff like that. So, and just Phil Jones was just an incredible speaker. I just got a lot from that. And so he was just talking about how fear is okay. And so when I first started, I just was like, okay, so I'm in a business. I don't really know how this works yet. My mom's been a part of it forever, but just like learning along the way, I thought was just kind of a bad thing, and I needed to know everything one time around. But just knowing that I can't run away from this. This is something that God has called upon me to do, to work in my life. And also that fear is the fertilizer of rejection. That we sometimes have this mindset of like, I'm just going to leave. This isn't working out. I'm going to just figure it out on my own, not asking for help. I feel like sometimes, especially for our generation, for Gen Z, people will just not want to ask for help. We are just too fearful to hear people's opinions, stuff like that. So another funny thing was what Phil Jones says was with the acronym of FEAR, he was like, people just say F everything and run away. And I was just like, wow, I think a lot of people actually do that. And it was just very like, I don't know, this whole conference was just very like, my eyes were really just open to new possibilities and understanding how I can create new events and stuff. Yes. You say that. What? Oh wait. Oh, I had that wrong. I said fear is the fertilization of growth.
Yes.
Oh my Lord. Anyways.
And just, can you also tell about the people that you met?
Oh yeah. So I really was just nervous about meeting new people. I wanted to meet new people that were my age, and I went to the Gen Z party area, and immediately I just found these 2 girls and I was like, okay, Selah, you are in a business and you need to be like, you need to step out of your comfort zone. Like everyone knows my mom. She's just like, oh my gosh, hi guys, everyone. And I can be like that, but it takes a certain like confidence. So I met these 2 young ladies, and they were 19 and 20. So we were really in the same age region. But we did also learn that we were the only 3 girls under 20 there at the conference. And we're like, okay, so this is like the Lord put us together. We are going to be a power group of 3. So we really got together and learned, and we talked about our testimonies and our health journeys. And it really just was an answer to a prayer like that I was really hoping to find people my age and just benefit from that. So that was amazing. And I'm going to go back into my notes a little bit. Okay. And then some of the questions that I was like scared to ask really anyone, but like just how I would love for just Juice Plus in general to have a mindset of there is going to be younger people stepping up in our Juice Plus company, and that there's going to be new Gen Z, there's going to be new people really grabbing a hold of this company in full range. So just understanding how we can benefit from doing more studies with younger people. Maybe trying to find customers that are younger than you, and trying to step out and understand that, like, when you're a younger person, that's when you're growing, that's when your like whole brain is developing. That's a amazing part of your journey as well, to like step in new products and new veggies and fruits and vegetables. And our Illuminate will benefit your education and your mind and just everything like that. So just understanding that what I was taken away from, it's okay to be in a different journey than others, and that we all can benefit from each other, and we don't have to run away, we don't have to hide from other people. It is important to just grow in friendship and relationship. And yeah, so that is the end of my little talk.
Well, thank you
Okay.
so much. That was so, look at you, look, you're getting claps, you're getting applause. That was really brave and really beautiful. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
I love your perspective. Okay, Miss Sandy, are you ready to share?
Yes, I am. Thank you. And Sayla, thank you. Because I want, maybe this will hit home with you too. I started thinking of my journey in the Juice Plus business. I joined 18 years ago, this coming October. And what I found is that Juice Plus is much the same as it was way back then. We're still doing the same things. We may call them a different thing or label them a different thing or reword it. But I think the point I'm making is that the foundational Juice Plus ideas are the same. So with that, and still is, 18 years ago, get yourself a buddy. Today, we do the same thing. Reaching out to 3 people per day. At one time, I think it was called 2 by 2 by 2. It takes at least 8 exposures with Juice Plus per person that we talk to. And in those days, we called them dripping on people. So you got to give yourself some grace. It's going to take 8, 10, 12, maybe even more times to experience Juice Plus with a person who doesn't know about Juice Plus. Facts tell, stories sell. Same thing. Smile and dial. If you're talking to somebody on the phone, they hear the smile on your face. When you're talking to them belly to belly, as Jay Martin used to say, you smile and you talk. We've already talked about the power of 3. It still works. Think of our 3-way calls that we've done from the very beginning. Think of our 3-way interactions when we have events. 2 people who know about Juice Plus talking to somebody who does not know. That affirmation from that third party is powerful. Healthy Starts program is our crown jewel, and they called it the crown jewel in the conference. We always said, who does that? Who gives free products away? So the Healthy Starts program is our crown jewel. We've talked about this a little bit, but to make it simple, change your words, change your mindset. Your business is as strong as your mindset. So if we believe in ourselves, well, let me rephrase that. We must believe in ourselves, because if we don't, who will? And by believing in ourselves, there's a little box that occurs. So you believe in yourself, that arrow points to potential. When there's potential, another arrow pointing to action. We can take that action needed. When we take the action, it produces results. And the results start again with that belief in yourself. So it's, if you think of a box, believe, potential, action, results. Believe, potential, action, results. And it just keeps turning. The other thing is, and this spoke to me, volumes. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. How many of us, and they, you know, it's kind of funny, the phone, you know, and you reach out to the phone to make that call and you go, and you keep trying. So and I avoid some of those things. So your dreams do come true with Juice Plus.
Thank you.
Never give up, stand in line, and stay in line.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I love that. Okay, Miss Karen.
Okay. I am unmuted, right? So I'd love to preface my takeaway with an observation. Each and every week in these coaching chats, I find my week in and week out on these coaching chats, I find myself learning something new about the business, customer service, the new IT platform, or whatever the topic may be. Going into conference, which I thoroughly enjoyed, I thought there'd be that aha moment of something new that I'd take away as life or business changing. What I learned is that we have incredible leadership in both Elaine and Brenda. Here's why. Most attendees that I talked to at conference were learning about the new IT changes at conference. We, on the other hand, have been learning about and practicing the new changes for weeks here on Team Extreme Coaching Chats. That blew my mind. So sincere thanks to both Brenda and Elaine for stepping up and helping us be as informed and professional as we possibly can. So as to conference, I found it mostly a review with a lot of great nuggets that I plan on implementing or saying going forward. The labs were well planned and informative. We covered the new IT changes, as Erin talked about, which was mainly a review in Lab 1. They also pointed out that our future enhancements to our back office are forthcoming, such as alerts and customer ship dates, which is good. Meaningful recruitment was another lab that focused on creating curiosity, mindset, confidence, and systems. Again, that's what Elaine and Brenda have always preached to us on a regular basis. Products was our third lab and was beautifully covered by Lisa Pebble and Heather Koenig, who reminded us why Juice Plus from farm to capsule, as well as our research, is standout from the competition. Events was the fourth lab, which was already covered. I found it interesting. I won't add to what I can't remember who said that, was Kara or Andrea, but that Beth Leopold, who actually had to sell gold to attend her first conference. That's dedication. Anyway, they addressed inviting types of events, how you invite, like Sandy said, smile and dial, the actual event, and the key importance of follow-up. The keynote speakers were the highlight for me. Judy Holler, who's a best-selling author, speaker, podcaster, and entrepreneur, was our first speaker. She spoke about confidence and how to fear less, not be fearless, because a little fear is good. She then eased into flow, which we related to a study by Masuto Emoto on 2 groups of crystals in frozen water that either thrived or deteriorated depending on how they were treated. And that was really an interesting talk. She went into remix, which was next, and had to do with doing new things, but doing them differently and applying internal pressure, which she equated to the pressure when applied to an element becomes a diamond. And Holler was her last track, which was her last name, and she used it as a verb instead of a noun. And we were instructed to be our own hype. So I'm not doing her energy or her entertainment value justice, but she was amazing. And lastly, as Selah touched on, our final keynote speaker was Phil Jones, who helped close out conference. He was a very humorous, wildly entertaining British gentleman. He instructed us not to take notes, but to listen. I did write down, however, 4 little nuggets that he included. Knowledge isn't power. Only the implementation of the knowledge is power. So that was the first one. And then this one I love. I absolutely love this one. Prescription before diagnosis equals malpractice. I'll say it again. A prescription before a diagnosis equals malpractice. And it's the same for Juice Plus. We need to show that we care and understand the person's needs before we can share information on how Juice Plus can help them. I mean, it's that simple. Motivation, number 3, is just motive with action. We need to give our Juice Plus prospective customers reasons to run to Juice Plus. And 4th, the words listen and silent have the same letters. We need to listen more to better understand our prospects' needs. And as always, it was wonderful reconnecting with team and just being together. Our team dinner was so amazing and intimate. Thank you again, Brenda, for hosting us. That's it.
Thank you so much, Karen. Those are great takeaways, and we did have a great time. It was really fun. Okay, we have 5 minutes until 1, so I did want to share that one of the things that really meant most to me. I'm sorry, I have a wet spirit, so this is what you're always going to get with me. But to start our conference, both Travis and then Bill Baker, who is the one who has been in charge of our whole new forum and new platform, they both individually came before us and apologized. They both said, we're sorry. It's been as difficult as it's been to start all this, but we're going to make it better.
Answer is now 1 and 8.
And I just thought, I don't know of too many companies that, or many people, honestly, or many men even, that would get up before a whole group of people and apologize and sincerely want us to understand that they're doing the best they can and that they're going to make it better. And I know, Letty, you really talked about that too, but I thought that to me, that just says everything. When you can be, when they shared the struggles that they're having, and said, we hear you, we're doing everything we can, and our future is bright. And so that just meant so much to me personally, and I think to all of us. I think that's always been a unique thing about our company, is that our leaders are people that we can look up to, that we do look up to, that we would want to be in relationship with, from Jay Martin on down. They're people that we know, they're fine quality people that we would want to be in relationship with and know and be a part of. So I was so appreciative of that. I wanted to share just a little bit about Dr. Mita Ray and Lisa Pebbles, who is in charge of all of our products. They evidently over the summer have done a tour called Pioneers in Plant-Based Nutrition, and they did that whole speech, their whole little thing before. So I'm really praying that they have recorded it, that they could watch it. I thought it was just incredible. They literally went through each one of our blends and talking about the colors and all the health promoting properties. And of course, one of the things I love the way that they talked about just what each color represented for us, and that reds like the carotenoids and the flavonoids, and the yellows are, which I always talk about, we need to eat the rainbow. The yellows and oranges are the carotenoids like lutein, alpha and beta, carotene, xanthan, the chlorophyll in the greens, the blues and purples with the polyphenols and the anthocyanins, the browns and the white, the mushrooms and the herbs that are in our in some of our in the berries, and also in the omegas, the nootropics and the adaptogen and the flavonoids. I mean, it just went on, and I was so blown away. They talked about the polyphenols, slow down aging, and there are over 8,000 polyphenols in our that are possible. And that I love the study that they talked about, that I've talked about a lot over the years, that they did on the berries, that they restricted people from taking Juice Plus, and they tested the polyphenols after they did take them, and that ended up that there were polyphenols in their system that weren't in the berries, because those polyphenols made more. So it's so incredible. And like I said, they slow down aging. They dilate our arteries for more blood flow. They talked about just all the benefits of quercetin that improves memory, immune system, sleep, cholesterol, improves your appetite, zinc absorption. It improves your heart rate, your the dopamine levels, which we all want, improves blood pressure. And they talked about the study that showed when you added the fruits, vegetables, and berries, how much more protection that you have. Another thing that they talked about was the 2021 study that found that with the omegas, that people that have a higher omega-3 index live 4.7 years longer than people who don't. And she talked about the difference in our omegas being the hard shell and the nitrogen bubble, and that it's not just omegas 3 and 5 or 3 and 6, it's omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And then they talked about, the fruits, berries, and the fruits and vegetables and the berries are stuff we know happens, but what we feel are the omegas and the luminate. And I never thought about that before. She said they're the feeling ones, and that the functional benefits of, they talked a lot about luminate, increasing our energy, our focus, our clarity, alertness, mood. It relieves mental fatigue. And the life benefits of luminate are productivity, feeling sharper, feeling more vital. I'll put the screenshots in there. We can have them. Being more present and being able to, it just is such a mood quieter. That was one of the words they used, that it quiets your mood, which that's good for me. And people are always looking for mental energy and focus. And that with Luminate, 89% of people feel more mentally energized. 91% felt that they had a positive impact on their day. They're more focused. They're more able to achieve tasks. And I think, just the combination of our products was so powerful, and that going through that. And they brought out a word that I have never heard before, and I'm a word person, and it was the Nepenthe. And Nepenthe is something that's capable of causing, it can induce forgetfulness of pain and sorrow, and that it just makes your mood more positive. And that the Nepenthe is what the Luminate brings to us, and the omegas too. So I thought it was really powerful. It was a fabulous conference, as they all are. I've never been to a dozen yet. And there was just such a feeling of being together. I have to say too, really quickly, that in the shop, there were so many beautiful, this is a new, I don't know if you can see it, a new Juice Plus sweatshirt that came in pink and it came in black. They had a lot of really cute clothes, which is lovely. They had a lot of different bottles, a lot of things that we can use to, that increase, love that kind of stuff, just to promote our brand. So they did a really good job with that too. And overall, of course, weather in Phoenix is, it was 107 one of the days we were there, but, they say it's a dry heat, but then so is an oven. So it was really cool. I mean, you could literally, if you were walking in the sun, you felt it. It was amazing. But anyway, it was a great time. And I just so appreciate each one of you for sharing. Oh my gosh, it's just the power of being together. It's so encouraging. And it also just gives you peace of mind, that and I love what Elaine and Scott, her husband, have taught us about, the person that asks the questions leads the conversation. And I think they talked about that a lot. And so I think that's something that we have such an incredible gift with, and we're so thrilled to be together. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Two things, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. One is, I want to say kudos to Andrea, because she is the person who is taking care of our boards now. And I think someone gave me credit, and I've got as much as I'd love to take credit, I think it was Amy Getz created an amazing how-to send to our customers. And Andrea snagged that as soon as she saw it on Voxer, and she put it on our board. So you guys, let's start communicating with our customers again, as we have been. Here's the steps, here are the process, and let's get our customers on board, feeling great, having access. So thank you, Andrea, and y'all don't know sideline Amy Getz, but we're going to give kudos to her. So I didn't want to take credit for that, as beautiful as that whole thing is. And then there was one more thing. Oh, I know what it was. All of the speakers, would you guys send in, either post it on, and I'm going to create a post and put it in the chat section, your notes, any notes, anybody who went to conference would love to share, because we're getting, hey, requests for some of this great information. So, and you know what? Okay, we're over, but who cares? Okay. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm done being the one always talking on these Zooms. We have phenomenal speakers on this team. So be prepared, because we're going to start getting you guys doing the training. I love sitting back and learning today. So, if you see me calling, make sure you answer, because you're getting tapped, all of you. So thanks, you guys. I appreciate each one of you. I hate that I missed, but I've got my ticket for our conference in San Diego. That's right. That's where we're going next, correct? I'm like, Brenda, get me a ticket. So get your tickets now. Commit, and let's show up with a huge team. I've got some ideas rolling in my head that I can't wait to chat with the other NMDs, and we're going to roll out some things. And
San Diego is amazing. It's so beautiful. The weather's incredible.
Do you mind? Do you mind if I just share quickly that there are some incentives between now and the rest of the year?
Yes.
That the company launched. So the resources are all in your team's board. I don't know if I even want to go through this again. Hold on one sec. Yeah, I'll just tell you. Under the Phoenix Shared Resources tab, so under What's New and then Phoenix Shared Resources, there is a Build to Last 90-day incentive. And then it counts for the accumulating points that have been all through the year to win a trip, I want to say, for the United States as well. But also for this last 3 months, there's going to be like branded prizes that are pulled. So we were told that we should have received an email in the middle of August saying where our points are currently at. So you might even remember, receiving that. So that's one. And then there's a beautiful invite and share guide also there. So what I want to say, whoever talked about the business earlier, I don't know if it was Kara, with the power of 3 and all the different steps. There's a beautiful guide presented that has verbiage and such there. And then there was one other piece of resource that was really helpful there as well. I can't think of it offhand, but it's the points value system. So it shows you how to get points and such. So that's all there for you all to look at. And then I believe that the company will start sharing it with everybody within the next week or so.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's 10,000 points. I do know that. It's 10,000 cumulative points for the trip.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. That's awesome. Okay. Same time, same place next week. I'll see y'all later.
And thanks so much to each one of the speakers. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for helping us to have the best time ever.